Professor Rimbichi Koesa was then colleague and principal of Farooq College. My dear friends in SAFI and fellow teachers and the well-wishers. I'm thankful to SAFI for inviting me for having 2 sessions in this prudent teaching, a series of workshops conducted by SAFI. So my topic for today is teacher as a facilitator, counselor, and mentor. I'm sure that this topic is very relevant and it is very vast too. So I will look at to the topic at a glance and try to explain the basic ideas and concepts in the paradigm shifting of the teaching. Teaching is one of the most oldest professions when we look at the history of human beings. The first human beings have been appeared on the earth as per the anthropological observations 32 lakhs years back in Ethiopia. And the life of the aborigines, primitives, tribals, and other communities of ancient societies, we can easily identify that the teachers were the eldest people, either male or female. For each clan, they may have a teacher or group of teachers, but they are not professional teachers as like what we have. They are not assigned teachers as what we do. They were the eldest people, the guide, maybe the medical practitioner, the warrior, the chieftain, and they were the teachers too. Teaching was not identified as a profession in those times for a long time. Teaching started with the Greek, Mesopotamian societies, Assyrian societies, not as again with the professional teachers, but with as scholars. We may be remembering about Aristotle, Plato, Confucius, Kautilya, many scholars who have been considered as the teachers for the society in those times. And that comes within the last 15 years. So till the 15th, till the BC 1500, BC 15,000 till BC 15,000, the teachers were from the family head or the clan leaders. When the agricultural society started in the River Valley as part of the River Valley civilizations, then the teachers very, very slowly and progressively have been born in human society. And when you look back to the professional teachers, I'm sure that it comes about after the 15th century, 1,500 years back, especially in European society, the concept of the teacher has been started in theological institutions, especially for the Christian community. It has been started. Previously, we may have we were having Buddhist teachers. So that started from the 10th century or even before the 10th century. Nalanda, Takshashila, Ajanta, Ellora, in many institutional teaching centers for the Buddhist bhikshus or Buddhist scholars. They have had the teachers, but it was not for the whole public. In theological school in Germany, in many European countries, with the 17th century, the public school has been started. The school for the public, and very rarely it established in those times, and very gradually we have been identified those schools or colleges for the theological students. And the modern history of teaching starts from this 17th or 18th century, from the European society. And we have had the legacy from the British or the Portuguese and British, or even German missionaries, the modern school system. Then we started in India as well as in many South Asian countries, the professional teachers, the people who have learned, trained to be a teacher. And the concept of the teaching starts in those times. Education is considered to be expression of completion within a human being. Expression of completion within a human being. This is a well-known definition from Vivekananda, Swami Vivekananda. So if you psychologically it is translating, you can easily identify that it is ordering of internal traits. Ordering of internal traits. The pupils have, the students have internal traits, and these internal traits can be ordered for suiting for his environment or her environment. That is what we are doing even at now. It is a process of socialization. It is making of human beings for suiting, for compatible to be a human being in contemporary society. You can look at our educational system. It is most powerful intervention for the socialization. It tries to make the people suitable to the environment. It transmits the culture that we have acquired. Culture may be technological culture, social aspects, or it can be theological aspects. Whatever we have acquired from the past, this is transmitted through the process of education. And teachers are the persons who are supposed to transmit this because they are professionally trained. Now, to make people more creative, to make people more productive, to make them suit to the society. So the education has identified certain persons who have to do this through systematic process of learning. And I'm looking at this process with a historical perspective, then that will make us to see where we are as a teacher. Teacher where I stand as a teacher. And this is an important thing. And in the process of the paradigm shift of the teacher, we can identify that the conventional teacher, the traditional teacher to the modern teacher, the modern facilitator teacher is the history of teaching. So informal teaching to the participant teaching, informer to the participant teaching, participant teaching or participatory learning, the controller to the mentor, the physical to the psychological. You can see from the history of the education, this type of a paradigm shift. So I may say something about the conventional teacher first. പരമ്പരാഗതമായി നമ്മൾ പിന്തുടർന്നിട്ടുള്ള അധ്യാപക മണ്ഡലം എന്താണ് എന്നുള്ളത് നമുക്കൊന്ന് അന്വേഷിച്ച് നോക്കാവുന്നതാണ്. Conventional teacher is mainly a classroom teacher. Conventional teacher is basically an one-way communicator. A teacher is considered to be the authority of the subject, authority of the tools, authority of the techniques, authority of the ideas, authority of the philosophy. The teacher is comparatively very rigid. What he or she wants to express is decided by on the basis of the syllabus. Even now we are following the same process. Mainly the conventional teacher expresses the ideas or transmits the messages through verbal deliberations. The verbal communication can be considered to be handed over to the next generation. And that may be because our conventional teaching always seems to be monotonous. Even the foolishness will be communicated. I remember one of the experience from my college when I was a degree student. So my senior students have been mentioned about one of the teachers in my department, and they said the teacher will be presenting a humorous story at 11:45 a.m. tomorrow as you are dealing with the concept of family. Exactly around that time, the teacher was communicating the same bit. Tamasha പറയുന്നത് പോലും പിന്തുടർന്നു പോരുന്നത് വളരെ പരിചയ വളരെ എന്താ എല്ലാ സമയത്തും ഒരേ തരത്തിൽ പറയുന്നു എന്നുള്ളത്. മണ്ടത്തരം പറയുന്നത് പോലും ചിലപ്പോൾ ഞങ്ങളെപ്പോലുള്ള അധ്യാപകർ കൺവെൻഷണൽ ടീച്ചിങ്ങിൽ യാതൊരു സംശയവും വേണ്ട, അതൊരു പീരിയോഡിക് ആയിട്ടുള്ള ഒരു സമയം ഉണ്ടായിരിക്കും എന്നർത്ഥമുള്ളത്. This is making it more monotonous. Presenting an idea, explaining it, and raising some questions, and answering to those questions. And again, it will be completed with a typical pattern is being used by the conventional teacher. The conventional teacher is focused towards intelligence. The cognitive part is more important for a conventional teacher. You may be knowing that personality has three aspects: the cognitive aspects, the emotive aspects, which is dealing with the emotions of the person. The cognitive is related with the ideas and thoughts. Emotions may be related with the happiness to the anger or like that. And the third part of the personality is behavioral aspects. How do the person present it? How do the person practice certain things? An individual is a combination of cognitive, emotive, and behavioral aspects. Now, the personality as such in the classroom is always looked at towards the cognitive aspects. And that is why we are bound to focus intelligence. And we will be identifying an intelligent teacher easily, or focusing an intelligent student too very easily. We are focusing on the tops. The ranking system is used. Some people are on the top, some people are on the bottom, and some people are in the middle. This is the ranking system that we always used for a long time. Even now, a new version of the ranking system is used by the teachers. We focus on the tops, and we recognize the tops. We recognize the people who are on the top stratum. We are encouraging, we are appreciating, we are even awarding those students on the top system. Basically, the less capable persons or intelligent persons will be mainly ignored. Basically, the conventional teaching is group focused, not individual focused. An individual-centered approach is not used by the conventional teacher. Classroom teacher is giving an idea as what it is for him, and usually that will not be catering the different level of understanding in the classroom. Ignored. The level of understanding in the classroom differs from person to person, but at least we can categorize three groups. An intelligent persons who can understand everything and they can think about the related things. They can apply those ideas in their life or in at least in the examinations. And the last category, the less understanding, low level understanding people who may not be possible to understand things in the classroom, and always marginalized, always ignored. Very rarely teachers were focusing towards those low-level understanding people, and the middle group who are in the classroom sometimes and not in the classroom mentally. They can understand certain things and they are not able to understand all things in the classroom. It is a group, it is a production of, it is a result of product of group-centered communication. Conventional teacher may blame the students who belong to the lower level understanding category and openly appreciate the people who can understand and respond positively in the classroom. And in the classroom itself, a divisioning is taking place, stratification is taking place. This is conventional teaching. It forgets the levels of understanding, and basically he is or she is an authoritarian teacher in the sense that he is not politically authoritarian, but at the same time classroom he is considered to be the most learned person. He is the person of ideas. He is the person of the last word, and he deliberates it, he gives it, he transmits it, or she transmits it. Even the teachers may tell like this in the classroom. I have had, so with all the basic mistakes that I have had, I can remember, we will say that these are the most important questions in the classroom. Even I have learned, even I have seen in an online class, the teacher who was in the first standard was giving a comment at the beginning itself. This lesson is the most important lesson. And these are some of the most important questions. So if it is not asked in the examination, what the students will do? Teachers will approach the teachers, and students may say that you have mentioned that this will be appearing for the examinations, and unfortunately it is not asked. Then what teachers can do? So this is basically an authoritarian nature, authority over the ideas, authority over the concepts, authority over the topics, authority over the questions, authority over the answers. The concept of the conventional teaching is completely changed in many countries, even in India. The teacher is an expert in one of the areas, that is all. And the teacher is the person who is considered to be transmitting the concepts to the students or the ideas to the students. He or she is a facilitator. In between the process, the concept of training has been started. Training is basically an individual-centered approach. Trainee is, the trainees, at least students are considered as trainees. It was an individual-centered process in which from the training to the intelligence, skill to the intelligence, the skill development is considered to be the basic platform for understanding the theoretical and the cognitive aspects. It looked for positive development. Very recently, so within the last 20, 15 years in our education, the training has been considered very important, at least in the lower level. The teacher is a trainer too. The paradigm shifting happened, and the teachers are trained through the workshops to be a trainer, to look at all the teachers and students equally. Now, it look for the positive development, I said. It look for, major goals are the positive development of the students. Basically, it is activity-based. The participation of the students are invited in the training process. So you can think about a workshop, which is also considered to be important in the educational process. We may have the workshops. In the workshops, the students, the members, the participants are considered to be the part and parcel of the process. The teacher will be asking questions, and the answers can be explained by any participants, and the participation is ensured. Exercises are used. Games will be introduced. So as a teacher, you might have introduced to many workshops in which the exercises are practiced, the games are practiced, the incidental explanations are included. The most important thing is making interest to the students is one of the most important aims of the training process. Then in the vocabulary of teaching, it came, teacher is a trainer too, or training tools can be used in the process of teaching. So we are giving assignments. It is part of in such a process that the training is given to the students and making them enabled to understand the basic concepts or ideas. And training will help to develop the self-esteem of the student. When usually the summer vacations and winter vacations, we are conducting workshops in which the students are interested to learn because the exercises are given, the games are introduced, even personal participation is ensured. One person can say anything in the training process, and the trainer can be a good learner by giving importance to almost all the participants. The conventional teacher to the trainer and trainer to the facilitator. Now in the teaching vocabulary, teacher is considered to be only a facilitator. More concern is given to the participants. More facilitator and participants, even they are not considered as the students. So this came in the European educational system in 60s. You may be knowing that the civil rights movement in the European campus have made a lot of change in the social life. The authority of the teachers have been questioned. The participation even in preparing the syllabus, what we have to be learned is to be decided, we people, the students claim. And naturally the concept of the education has been severely changed by the 70s. And the concept of the facilitator has been introduced. More concern to the individuals are to be given. Differences are accepted. എല്ലാ വിദ്യാർത്ഥികളും ഒരുപോലെയല്ല. എല്ലാ വിദ്യാർത്ഥികളെയും തിരിച്ചറിയേണ്ടത് ആവശ്യമുണ്ട്. So the teachers have to be understood that the students are not alike. Each student differs from another student. And that is why all the students have to be catered, all the students have been appreciated, all the students have been accepted, recognized, and rewarded. Then the participation is completed. A facilitator is a living learning teacher. I will explain the concept of the living learning. The importance is given to the group process. The facilitator is giving importance to the group process rather than the group goals. How do the participation is occurring? That is considered to be more important for the teachers. It is more creative, and it is trying to develop the creative traits of the students also. And the concept of the creativity has been also changed. Previously, the concept of the creativity is considered to be only for the artists, writers, painters, musicians, etc. Now the concept has been changed. An engineer can be creative, an architect can be creative, a teacher can be creative. Tomorrow we will be talking something about the creative teaching. How can be a teacher unique in inverted comma, unique teaching, how it is possible without imitating others. We are learning from others, but we are trying to be ourselves. ഞാൻ തന്നെ ആയിരിക്കുക എന്ന് പറയുന്ന ഒരു കോൺസെപ്റ്റ്, myself will be myself, is the concept that has been practiced in the facilitation process. Basically, it is more result oriented. The learned things, the concepts learned, the ideas learned, the things that learned will not be disappearing from the mind. Another way, facilitation is helping for internalization of the ideas. ആദ്യത്തെ കാലത്ത് നമ്മൾ തലച്ചോറിൽ മാത്രം സൂക്ഷിക്കുകയാണ്. You are remembering the things, you are receiving the things, you are keeping in your head, you are recollecting it, and you are, നമ്മൾ പറയല്ലേ പരീക്ഷയ്ക്ക് പോയിട്ട് ഛർദ്ദിക്കുക എന്ന് പറയല്ലേ, we are omitting what we have learned in the examination hall. And that process has been questioned by the process of facilitation. Have you internalized? And this is because it is considered to be more result oriented. Each individual, each participant, each student is considered important. And each person can look at the subject or the topic or the idea with his or her own view. The basic concept has to be absorbed, but the application or the reflection on that ideas differs from person to person. I can give a simple example. If you are a facilitator, you will be explaining the basic concept. Maybe history of India is a national movement. Then how do you perceive national movement? ഓരോ സ്റ്റുഡന്റിനോട് നമ്മൾ ചോദിക്കുന്നത് അതാണ്. So can you reflect on national movement? What it has made to the progress of Indian political system? What is your personal reflection? Ideas can be imparted, but the reflections are done only through the facilitation. Facilitation is considered to be more democratic. The concept of authority has been questioned. The concept of two-way communication is introduced. The teacher will be listening to the students. Teacher will be absorbing what they have in mind. The teacher will be trying to listen to the person's participants or the students' ideas and reflect on that. You are also right. You are also right. So in that way, the teacher is becoming more democratic. The different levels of understanding is considered seriously. And teacher as a facilitator address to each levels, at least to the 3 levels in the classroom. It is more humane. It is more humane. It is valuing the humanistic ideas. Respect student as a person. UNESCO's one of the most important slogan is respect the child as a person. Respect the child as a person. The modern facilitation program is always tell to the teacher that respect the student as a person, a complete person, a person who can take a decision, who can absorb the concepts, who can ideas can be to develop his own or her own ideas. Who is having a right to reflect in his own or her own way. In that way, it is living learning. So look, in the traditional conventional classroom, we learn physics, we learn electricity, but at the same time, if we don't know how to repair the fuse wire, and we will be seeking for the help of an electrician. Here, the modern teachings in the physics, absorbing the concepts, the ideas are with you, and you can even make something out of your basic concepts. This is living learning. Going back to the primitive community, to the participatory or experiential learning. The concept of the experiential learning is coming back. That is why you are giving an assignment or a project. What you have learned, can you express it? Can you explain it? Can you apply it? Can you apply it? So learning is more than information seeking. Learning is a process in which you are motivated to do something for you, the person to be a transformer. Person who transforms, the teacher is considered to be a motivator in the process of facilitation. Teacher is considered to be a transformer, transforms the minds. The concept of modern education, മനസ്സുകളെ മാറ്റിയെടുക്കുന്ന പ്രക്രിയ എന്നുള്ളത്. And that is why the teacher is considered to be a teacher that helps to understand the concepts to the heart. In one of the reflection, when I have received the Best Teacher Award, one student came to me and said, do you know that we love you? Do you know the reason for our respect and love? I said, I'm interested in learning it. It happened in 1997 when I was in Farouk College, and it was the first university award for the teaching, for the best teacher. She said, we love you because you teach with your heart, not with your brain. I haven't seen this definition for the teaching in textbooks. It came from one of the students who have been later became one of the teacher in one of the best universities in India, in North India, in Jamia Millia. She said, you teach with your heart, not with your brain. This concept can be said as importance to the facilitator. I was not knowing that. I was listening to them. So the facilitator will listen to the students first. Knowing, understanding is a two-way process in the process of facilitation. So even the tools of the facilitation can be converted to the conventional teaching. That is what we are happening in the assignments. So students will be assigned to say something about the national movement. The educational shops will be giving you the ready-made answers, and you can be pasted and present it. Unfortunately, the concept of the facilitation is ruined here. Concept of living learning is a process of moving together. A teacher, mentally, teacher is expressing the most important message that I am with you. I am with you, not I am a leader. I am led by you. And I am leading you because you are leading me. It's a two-way process, growing together. The facilitator, or the modern concept of the mentor, is giving a message that both are growing. Teaching is a process in which മരണം വരെ പഠിക്കുന്ന ആളാണ് അധ്യാപകൻ അധ്യാപിക. മരണം വരെ പഠിക്കുന്ന till the death and last breath we are teaching. We are in the മണ്ണാങ്കട്ട ഒന്നും നടക്കുന്നില്ല. പഠിച്ചത് എന്തോ അത് വെച്ചത് കൊണ്ട് മാത്രം നമ്മൾ നീങ്ങുന്നു എന്നുള്ളതാണ് വരുന്നത്. So we never, if I am not doing that, I have to be blamed. If you are not refreshing yourself periodically, if you are not making changes as what the generations are changed. Our generation, I am in the field of teaching for the last 39 years. And I am sure that the first generations in my teaching career is completely disappeared from the earth. വംശനാശം വന്നിരിക്കുന്നത് പല ജനറേഷൻസിനും. The പുതിയ generation ആണ് വന്നുകൊണ്ടിരിക്കുന്നത്. The generation changes. And if you are a teacher, if you are teaching for 20 years or 30 years in a college or in an educational institution, you have to make change in yourself. Then you are becoming part of the living learning system. You are encouraging, you are exploring, you are supporting the explorations, and you are growing together, becoming a listener, promoting the two-way communication. Two-way communication is a process in which you are not answering, but you are facilitating to express the concept of, express the answers by the students itself. Two-way communication is a democratic process in which you are encouraging the students to talk more, and you will be more listener. And you may be correcting or modifying certain ideas if they are making some mistakes. The concept of the teacher is moved to conventional teacher, authoritarian teacher, one-way communicator to the facilitator. Now, very recently, I will complete the two concepts and then we can have the discussion. Very recently, why can't we teacher a counselor? Counseling is a process, a therapeutic process, to find out a solution for the problem of a person or a client by himself or herself. Counseling is not advice giving. Although teachers are giving advices, even the students say, I am fed up with advices. എന്റെ വീട്ടിന്റെ അടുത്തുള്ള ഇലക്ട്രിക് പോസ്റ്റ് വരെ ഉപദേശിക്കുന്നുണ്ട്, ദയവ് ചെയ്ത് ഉപദേശിക്കരുത് എന്നൊരു കുട്ടി എന്നോട് പറഞ്ഞത് എനിക്ക് ഓർമ്മയുണ്ട് കൗൺസിലിംഗ് സെഷനിൽ വന്നപ്പോഴുള്ളത്. Even the electric post is advising the child. The counselor never advise. Why I am telling is this. എന്റെ ക്വസ്റ്റ്യൻ ഇത്രയേ ഉള്ളൂ. നമുക്ക് കൗൺസിലർ ആകണമെന്നില്ല. കൗൺസിലറുടെ ടൂൾസ് നമുക്ക് ഉപയോഗിക്കാൻ പറ്റുമോ? No need to be a professional counselor if you are not interested. But as a teacher, can you apply some of the counseling techniques in your teaching, which will be helping the students to find out the solutions by themselves? And eventually the growth of the process of the personality will be, the process of the personality will be sufficiently good for himself or herself. Teachers have to be understood the concept of counseling. Why teachers have to look inside of the students, not the external side. Either uniform to one button this is considered to be nonsense in civilized societies. That is ultimately the choice of the student. The concept of the uniform has been questioned by the modern educational institutions outside. Still, we are in the British, living within the puzzles of the British legacy. That because teacher is interested in external, not external, not interested in external transformation, but the internal transformation. The internalization of the ideas or the concepts have been considered to be important. So teachers are supposed to take care on internal traits. So teacher can be better a counselor too, because a teacher, a conventional teacher cannot be easily understood the problem of the students. Each student may have each problem. I have ample experiences as a teacher who have been concerned about the problems in the classroom and outside the classroom. And it made me a complete teacher, I am sure. With all the politeness within me, I may say, if you want to be a complete teacher, you have to be an instrument in solving the issues or the problems of the students with your help as a counselor, to help to solve the issues, to support to more self-sufficient. A student who is not able to remember. So a teacher with counseling mind can help to remember the things. Remembering, how can you avoid the forgetting? So there will be some tools, and the teacher, the counselor teacher will be applying it to the concerned students. You need only 2 or 3 sessions and the students will be transformed into a new status. And if you want to make the students creative, the counseling techniques have to be used. Now, when a teacher looks the external aspects, and we put it in inverted comma, discipline, systematic, model student. The concept of the model student has been thrown out by the modern teaching. All students are models. All students are models. Some are making harms to himself or herself. That is to be identified by himself or herself. And teacher can torch. So that is the facilitator's role. You have to be enlightened in that way. Teacher looks for the internal traits. Teacher accepts the different traits. Teacher look for the development of the self-esteem. Self-esteem is Atmabhimanam ennu Malayalamil parayunna vaakku. Self-esteem is an idea about himself or herself. Self-esteem is a concept about the self of the person. If a person is having low self-esteem, she may have low self-confidence too. So the concept of the self-esteem has to be repaired if you want to make them more self-confident. ആത്മാഭിമാനത്തിൽ ഏതെങ്കിലും തരത്തിലുള്ള മാറ്റങ്ങൾ വരുത്തുമ്പോഴായിരിക്കും നിങ്ങൾക്ക് ആത്മവിശ്വാസമുള്ള ഒരു വിദ്യാർത്ഥിയെ ഉണ്ടാക്കിയെടുക്കാൻ സാധിക്കുക. If you touch the heart, if you touch the internal traits, the self-esteem can be increased, and the process of increasing of self-esteem will help to develop the self-confidence too. The self-confidence will be helping the student to appear for the exams very well. If the examination process are there, and the students will be more creative too. So the concept of the counseling help the teacher. I may say something about the counselor, what the professional counselors are doing. I said counselor is not advising. Counselor is not a helping person to the weaker. Durbalare sahayikkunnavaralla counselors. It is not a process of influencing the values. മദ്യപിക്കുക എന്ന് പറയുന്ന വാല്യൂസിന് നിരക്കാത്തതാണ്. മദ്യപിക്കില്ല എന്നുള്ളത് അവനെ തീരുമാനിപ്പിക്കുക, അവളെ തീരുമാനിപ്പിക്കുക എന്നുള്ളതാണ് കൗൺസിലർ ചെയ്യുക. നമ്മൾ അടിച്ചേൽപ്പിക്കുമ്പോൾ അവന്റെ മദ്യപാനം കൂടാനാണ് സാധ്യത. When you control, when you order, when you compel, when you restrict, the human nature, at least in the present society, to be more rebellious, that we have seen in the college and the classrooms. Counseling is not interviewing. Counseling is not supplying ready-made solutions. Counseling is making dependent, not to make dependence. ആശ്രയത്വം വെച്ച് പുലർത്തുന്നല്ല. കൗൺസിലർ എന്നുള്ള നിലയ്ക്ക് എല്ലാ കാര്യങ്ങളും എൻ്റെ അടുത്ത് വന്ന് ചർച്ച ചെയ്യണം എന്ന് പറയുന്ന ആളല്ല കൗൺസിലർ. It is an interactive process in a professional setup, initiated and maintained to facilitate changes in the behavior of the person. It is an interactive process. It is a two-way communication. It is done in the professional setup. That means it is done in the professional setup means it should be happened in a closed room. Confidentiality has to be kept. There should not be an open space. മൈതാനത്തിന്റെ മധ്യത്തിൽ പോയി നിന്നിട്ട് കൗൺസിലിംഗ് നടത്താൻ പറ്റില്ല എന്നർത്ഥം. അല്ലെങ്കിൽ ക്യാൻറ്റീനിൽ ഇരുന്നിട്ട് കൗൺസിലിംഗ് നടത്താൻ പറ്റില്ല എന്നർത്ഥം. You can have chit chat. That is all. You can encourage a student. You can motivate a student. But at the same time, the issues, the personal problems may not be solved in front of the others. And that is another problem in the colleges and the schools. കൗൺസിലിംഗ് റൂമിൽ വരുന്ന കുട്ടികൾക്കൊക്കെ മാനസിക രോഗമാണ് എന്നുള്ള ഒരു ധാരണ നമ്മുടെ സമൂഹത്തിൽ ഉള്ളത് കൊണ്ട് സോഷ്യൽ സ്റ്റിഗ്മ ഈസ് ദ കൗൺസിലിംഗ്. അതിന്റെ ആവശ്യം എന്താ? നമുക്ക് എന്താ പ്രശ്നം? പ്രശ്നത്തിന് നമുക്ക് പരിഹാരം കാണാൻ കഴിയുന്നില്ല. പ്രശ്നത്തിന് പരിഹാരം കാണാൻ കഴിയാതെ വരുമ്പോൾ അത് നമ്മളാൽ തന്നെ കൂടുതൽ കോംപ്ലിക്കേറ്റഡ് ആക്കുന്നു. You will be making it more complicated if you are not approaching an expert in the treatment, all the kind of diseases and the solution in the problems. Now it happens to it is to be happened in, it is to be conducted in a closed room professionally. Counselor is having more ethics than a teacher. വളരെ പ്രോബ്ലം ഉള്ള സ്റ്റുഡൻസ് ആണ് കൗൺസിലർ അടുത്തേക്ക് എത്തുന്നത്. പ്രോബ്ലം ഉള്ള സ്റ്റുഡൻസ് ആണ് ചില ടീച്ചർ അടുത്തേക്ക് എത്തുന്നത്. പ്രോബ്ലം ഉള്ള ആളിനെ വഴിതെറ്റിക്കലല്ല, പ്രോബ്ലം ഉള്ള ആളിനെ അണ്ടർറൈറ്റ് ചെയ്യലല്ല, പ്രോബ്ലം ഉള്ള ആളിനെ ഡിപ്പെൻഡന്റ് ആക്കി മാറ്റലുമല്ല. യു ഷുഡ് നോട്ട് മേക്ക് ദം ഡിപ്പെൻഡന്റ് ടു യു. You will be free, you will be making free the person. Free by trying to help to identify the solutions by themselves. So it maintain the facilitation, maintain to facilitate the changes. മാറ്റം ഉണ്ടാക്കാൻ വേണ്ടി നിങ്ങൾ ശ്രമം നടത്തുന്നു in the behavior of a person. Counseling is simply defined as an interactive process in a professional setup, initiated and maintained to facilitate changes in the behavior of a person. Students in the behavior മാറ്റം ഉണ്ടാക്കാൻ നമ്മൾ ശ്രമം നടത്തുന്നു. We are making an effort to make a change in the behavioral pattern. Counseling, so teachers always ask, how can we become a professional counselor, or at least understand what to be done to understand the basic concept of the counseling? It's very simple. You have to do one diploma course, PG diploma course, or a PG course in counseling. There are PG courses in counseling by even in the distance mode. IGNO has this type of degrees, or you can have a PG diploma course by your own from the concerned universities. Many universities are offering PG diploma course. I have done years back the PG diploma course from Kerala University in the distance mode by attending some practical sessions. ഇത്രയേ ഉള്ളൂ ഇതിന്റെ പ്രൊഫഷണൽ ക്വാളിഫിക്കേഷൻസ് എന്ന് പറയാൻ. The prerequisite to be a counselor or a person who knows the basics of the counseling. So you have to be, you may be a teacher in physics, you may be a teacher in mathematics, you may be a teacher in commerce, but if you want to know the basics of the counseling, you have to undergo a basic certification or diploma course in counseling. And there are courses like MSW, Master of Social Work, who are giving priority to the psychiatric social work, who can be also, the graduate in social work can be also a counselor. Clinical psychologist is different from counselor. Clinical psychologist is a person who is doing PG course in psychology and professional clinical psychology course for 1 year, MPhil course. Then he or she can be a clinical psychologist. BSc psychology, MSc psychology പഠിക്കുന്ന ഒരാൾ ക്ലിനിക്കൽ സൈക്കോളജിസ്റ്റ് അല്ല എന്നർത്ഥം. ഇപ്പൊ വ്യാജന്മാരും ഉണ്ട് ഈ തരത്തിലുള്ളത്, ഫ്രോഡ് സൈക്കോളജിസ്റ്റ് എന്നൊക്കെ പറയുന്ന ആളുകളുള്ളത്. എന്നെ പറ്റിയിട്ടും ചിലപ്പോൾ ചിലർ പറയാറുണ്ട് ഫ്രോഡ് സൈക്കോളജിസ്റ്റ് ആണോ എന്ന് പറയാറുണ്ട്. ഐ എം നോട്ട് എ സൈക്കോളജിസ്റ്റ്, ഐ എം ഡൂയിങ് കൗൺസിലിംഗ്. The psychologist have to be clinical psychology പഠിക്കാൻ, clinical psychology MPhil പഠിക്കണം, അല്ലെങ്കിൽ PhD in topics related with the clinical psychology. The concept of counselor and clinical psychologists are totally different. Clinical psychologist gives the importance to the individual, the individual's personality, individual's internal traits, the psychological problems, the psychiatric problems. If the psychiatric problems, they will be referred to a psychiatrist who is only can give medicines. Homeo മരുന്ന് പോലും കൊടുക്കുന്നത് കൗൺസിലറോ സൈക്കോളജിസ്റ്റോ ചെയ്യുന്നുണ്ടെങ്കിൽ തെറ്റാണ്. You can't be a doctor and a counselor together, because both concepts are different. So if you want to reach out to someone, if you want to listen a pupil, if you want to show a concern, if you want to be empathetic towards the issues related with the student, if you want to be encouraging, if you want to be a supporter to solve the problems, if you want to build the confidence, you can use some of the tools of the counselor. And this can be done. ഇനിയിപ്പോ നിങ്ങൾക്ക് ഡിഗ്രി സർട്ടിഫിക്കറ്റ് ഒന്നും ഇതിന് വേണമെന്നില്ല. അറ്റ്ലീസ്റ്റ് കൗൺസിലിംഗിന്റെ ബേസിക്സ് പഠിക്കുകയാണെങ്കിലും ചെയ്താൽ മതി എന്നുള്ളതാണ്. കൗൺസിലർ പരസ്യമായിട്ട് കാര്യങ്ങൾ ചെയ്യുന്നില്ല എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞു. പ്രൈവസി have to be kept. Authenticity has to be maintained. വെറുതെ ഒരു ഇങ്ങനെ എനിക്ക് ഇന്നതാണ് ഭ്രാന്ത്, എനിക്ക് നിന്റെ പ്രശ്നം എന്നതാണ് എന്നൊന്നും പറയില്ല. ഓതന്റിസിറ്റി വെച്ചിട്ട് തന്നെ അത് പ്രയോഗിക്കുള്ളൂ. ബേസിക് ഫെസിലിറ്റീസ് വേണം. റാപ്പോ ഉണ്ടാക്കാനുള്ള കഴിവ് വേണം. സോ റാപ്പോ ഈസ് എ പ്രോസസ് ഇൻ വിച്ച് you are making a person suitable for the two-way communication. അതാണ് റാപ്പോ എന്ന് പറയുന്നത്. അങ്ങോട്ടും ഇങ്ങോട്ടുള്ള ആശയവിനിമയത്തിന് ഒരാളിനെ നിങ്ങൾ തയ്യാറാക്കുന്ന പ്രക്രിയയാണ് റാപ്പോ മേക്കിംഗ് എന്ന് പറയുന്നത്. കൗൺസിലിംഗിന് 3 സ്റ്റേജസ് ഉണ്ട്. ദ ബിഗിനിങ് സ്റ്റേജ് ഇൻ വിച്ച് യു വിൽ ബി എ ലിസണർ. You will never advise, you will never accuse, you will never make them culprit. You will be listening. Listening in the process, ventilation will be taking place. Ventilation will be taking place. The ventilation is a process in which the person will be explaining, the person will be trying to tell what he or she is experiencing or experience. And this will be done in the beginning stage. Beginning stage, usually the teacher who wants to be a counselor never advise, never give them directions. Dinathenga oru solution undu, namakku anneshikam. And I am sure that you may be possible to find out a solution. So this will be the concept of the teacher counselor. This will be happening in the beginning stage. And in the second stage, we are named it is the middle stage. The probing will be happening. The probing related to it is just like a travel through the caves, the darkness of the caves. എന്താണെന്ന് മനസ്സിലാക്കാൻ സാധിക്കാത്ത കാര്യങ്ങൾ, അത് എന്താണെന്ന് തിരിച്ചറിയുവാനുള്ള ഒരു അന്വേഷണമാണ് നടത്തുന്നതെന്ന് അർത്ഥമുള്ളത്. ആ അന്വേഷണത്തിലാണ് പ്രോബ്ലം എന്താണെന്നുള്ളത് ഐഡന്റിഫൈ ചെയ്യാൻ ശ്രമിക്കുന്നുണ്ട്. ഏത് ഭാഗത്താണ് പ്രോബ്ലം കിടക്കുന്നതല്ല. ഇത് കുറച്ച് സ്കിൽഡ് ആയിട്ടുള്ള കൗൺസിലേഴ്സിന് എളുപ്പത്തിൽ ചെയ്യാൻ സാധിക്കും. If you are trained to be a counselor, a teacher can very easily reach at this stage. Problem identify ചെയ്യാൻ സാധിക്കുന്നു. പലപ്പോഴും പറയാം, ജനറലൈസേഷൻ ആണ് പല ടീച്ചേഴ്സിന് ചെയ്യാം. അവന്റെ സ്വഭാവം അങ്ങനെ തന്നെയാണ്. അവൻ വരുന്ന കമ്മ്യൂണിറ്റി ഇന്നതല്ലേ. യു ആർ ബ്ലെയിമിങ് ദ കമ്മ്യൂണിറ്റി and you are not looking at the person or like this. അവന് കച്ചറ കമ്പനിയിലാണ്. അവൻ he is mingling with the rough people or wrong people. So അങ്ങനെയുള്ള സ്വഭാവം കാണിക്കാതിരിക്കൂ. അല്ലെങ്കിൽ ഇന്ന പാർട്ടിയല്ലേ, ഇന്ന ജാതിയല്ലേ എന്നൊക്കെ പറയുന്ന ഒരു ജനറലൈസേഷൻ. A counselor teacher never will be generalizing a student like that, because in the middle stage, in the second stage, the teacher will be trying to identify the problems by talking to him, talking to her, talking to the student, and trying to identify the basic history of the family is an important thing. Social history of social biography of the person is important. ചിലപ്പോൾ നമ്മുടെ പരിചയം കൊണ്ട് നമുക്ക് കുറച്ചു നേരം വീടിനെ പറ്റിയോ കുടുംബത്തെ കുറിച്ചോ സംസാരിക്കുന്നതോടുകൂടി തന്നെ കുട്ടിയുടെ പ്രശ്നത്തെ കുറിച്ച് നമുക്ക് മനസ്സിലാക്കാൻ സാധിക്കും. If you listen to the background of the family, you may be inspired. We may be picking up the basic informations regarding the process of the growth of the individual, which can be considered to be the making the problems. And in the second stage, the probing will be completed. And in the third stage, you are identified the issues related with the person. So now the student has to identify the solutions. You may help. You can use your psychological or sociological or psychiatric knowledge for identifying the issues. And this is the process completion. And the supporting to implement the plan, the task identified. Parishakku padikkan kadiyunnilla. I can't study for the exams. I can understand, but I am not possible to study for the exams. So the problem is related with examination. And you are identifying the reasons for that, or the student will identify the student in problems related with that. And then you are helping you are guiding him or her by providing some tools or experimenting some of the tools. That implement cheyidu nokkunnu. Adile valla mecham undo ennallathu. And recently, most of the students have, or many of the students have, no need to say the many of the students have relationship issues. Either break up in a love affair, or the relationship with the father, relationship with the mother, or the peer group rivalry. The young adult, that is considered to be the young adult after the 19 to 25-30 period is considered to be young adult. Adolescence, adolescent group is from 13 to 19 or 20. That is adolescent group. And now in the college, the adolescent groups are disappeared when the +2 has been taken as its new form. And the young adult, earlier young adulthood and later young adulthood, both of them have different issues and problems. ഇവിടെ നമ്മൾക്ക് ചില basic concept counselors teacher ഓട് പറയുന്നുണ്ട്. So the basic concepts of the counseling will give you some of the important lessons. All the students are good. All the students have, all the students have power to grow if he is not diseased. Dignity of the student is important. Personality is multi-dimensional. പല തലങ്ങളിലുള്ളതാണ് പേഴ്സണാലിറ്റി എന്നുള്ളത്. ഇന്റലിജൻസ് മാത്രമല്ല, ക്രിയേറ്റിവിറ്റി ആയിരിക്കും, ചിലപ്പോൾ ലീഡർഷിപ്പ് ആയിരിക്കും. From my experience in National Service Scheme for the 19 years of program officership in National Service Scheme, I could easily understood that the personality is multi-dimensional for the student. ഏതെങ്കിലും ഒരു ഡയമെൻഷനെ നിങ്ങൾക്ക് കാറ്റർ ചെയ്യാനോ നിങ്ങൾക്ക് ഡെവലപ്പ് ചെയ്യാനോ സഹായിക്കാൻ. If you are possible to develop one of the dimensions, that will be helping to reach at the goal of the examination also. It's a magic that you can, yourself will be a person in between for the process of development. Each individual is unique. That is another concept. Each has potentiality for the growth, can make a positive change by each student. A student can help to solve by himself or herself. You can create a better, healthy relations in between yourself and the student, and in between the students and the teachers, in between students and students, and will be unforgettable results. Unforgettable results. എന്ത് പഠിപ്പിച്ചു എന്നുള്ളതിനേക്കാളേറെ നിങ്ങൾ എങ്ങനെ അവരെ സഹായിച്ചു അവരുടെ വളർച്ചയിൽ എന്നുള്ളതാണ് അവർ ചിലപ്പോഴും നോക്കാൻ പോകുന്നത്. പഠനം എന്ന് പറയുന്നത് ഇന്ന് സെൽഫായിട്ട് തന്നെ ഒരു വിദ്യാർത്ഥിക്ക് ചെയ്യാവുന്ന തരത്തിൽ വളർന്നു കഴിഞ്ഞിട്ടുണ്ട്. So all the materials are available in the internet. നിങ്ങൾ കൊടുക്കുന്ന നോട്ട്സ് കൊണ്ടോ ഞാൻ കൊടുക്കുന്ന നോട്ട്സ് കൊണ്ടാണോ കുട്ടികൾ ഇത് പഠിക്കുന്നത്? No. A teacher is providing informations or materials are irrelevant now. വേണമെങ്കിൽ പഠിക്കുന്ന ഒരു കുട്ടിക്ക് അത് ഇറലവന്റ് ആണ്. അതിനപ്പുറത്തേക്ക് കുട്ടിക്ക് ആന്തരിക തലങ്ങളിൽ എന്ത് മാറ്റം ഉണ്ടാക്കാൻ? യു ആർ ഓപ്പണിംഗ് എ സ്മോൾ വിൻഡോ ആൻഡ് ടെൽ യു ദാറ്റ് യു ക്യാൻ ഫ്ലൈ ഓവർ ദ സ്കൈ. നിങ്ങൾക്ക് ആകാശത്തിന്റെ അപ്പുറത്തേക്കും പോകാം. So in the sociology department we have been experimented that. ഡിഗ്രി കഴിഞ്ഞിട്ട് നിങ്ങൾക്ക് ഉയർന്ന തലങ്ങളിലേക്ക് പോകാം. Do you know that more than hundreds of students have been studied in JNU, DU, Central University, Hyderabad, Tata Institute of Social Sciences, and many reputed institutions. And those students are now assistant professors, associated professors in Delhi University School of Economics, or Allahabad University Department of Sociology, in Tata Institute of Social Science, Mumbai, Tata Institute of Social Science, Hyderabad, Central University, Hyderabad, Central University, Haryana. At least a few persons have been reached. Why? നിങ്ങൾ വാതിൽ തുറന്നു കൊടുത്തിട്ട് പറയാണ് നിങ്ങൾക്ക് ഇനി പറക്കാം, നിങ്ങൾക്ക് ഇങ്ങനെയുള്ള ചില സ്ഥലങ്ങളുണ്ട്. Teacher is becoming a counselor too. നിങ്ങൾക്ക് ഇങ്ങനെയുള്ള ചില we have been conducting entrance examination training for the students for getting through the national central level universities, and still the process is continuing in the Department of Sociology. Why? This can be done by any department if you are having a mind of the counselor or the facilitator or the mentor. Teacher മനസ്സിലാക്കാൻ തയ്യാറാണെങ്കിൽ, are you ready to understand? Are you a friend to the student? Department of Sociology has conducted a study. Who is teacher in your concept? We have been collected data. The students have been collected data from more than 3,000 students in the different parts of 3 districts, Malappuram, Wayanad, and Calicut. And do you know, 63% has been given priority of the traits of a teacher, the best traits of teacher. Friendliness. സൗഹൃദത്തോടു കൂടി സംസാരിക്കുന്നവരും സൗഹൃദത്തോടു കൂടിയാണെന്നുള്ളത്. പേഷ്യൻസ് വേണം. ഒരു കൗൺസിലറുടെ ഏറ്റവും പ്രധാനപ്പെട്ട ഘടകമാണ് പേഷ്യൻസ്. ഒബ്ജക്ടിവിറ്റി വേണം. സോ ഒബ്ജക്ടിവിറ്റി, കാംനെസ്, the pleasant mood, emotional maturity, the broad mind, the flexibility, the genuineness, all can be learned from a counselor, a practicing counselor. Now the last concept that I say, can you be a mentor? It is in the modern educational system, now we are telling that a teacher is a mentor too. Mentor is a trusted counselor or a guide. It is not a formal relationship. It is an informal relationship. Mentor is an individual, usually older. The concept has been recently changed. It can be from the same group also. But in the traditional concept, a mentor is considered to be an individual, usually older, always more experienced, who helps and guides another individual's development for not any personal benefits. Mentor ഒരാളിനോടൊപ്പം സഞ്ചരിക്കുന്ന ആളാണ്. മെന്റർ ഒരു ട്രസ്റ്റഡ് ആയിട്ടിരിക്കുന്ന ആളാണ്. മെന്റർ എഡ്യൂക്കേഷണൽ പേഴ്സണൽ ആസ്പെക്ടുകളിലൊക്കെയും തന്നെയും ഒരാളെ ഹെൽപ്പ് ചെയ്യുന്ന ആളാണ്. What are the most important functions of an mentor? To empower the person, to help in the process of development, number 2. Number 3, to support in the increasing of the capabilities, to motivate for the positive development, to grow together. Mentor, if the mentor is a teacher, the student is mentee. Both of them are growing. To go above and beyond. ഉയരങ്ങളിലും പിന്നാമ്പുറങ്ങളിലേക്കും വളർച്ചയിലേക്ക് കൊണ്ടുപോകുന്ന ഒരു പ്രോസസ്സാണ് മെന്ററിംഗ് എന്ന് പറയുന്നത്. Very recently entered in the process of teaching in our society. Guides without leading. ഫെസിലിറ്റേറ്ററിൽ നിന്ന് കുറച്ചുകൂടെ മാറ്റം വരുവാണുള്ളത്. A mentor guides without leading, interacts in direct and as well as indirect communication process. Always move beside, കൂടെ നിൽക്കുന്നു, mentally കൂടെ നടക്കുന്നു എന്നുള്ളതും പല യൂണിവേഴ്സിറ്റീസിലും പല കോളേജുകളിലും ടീച്ചർ is considered to be as a friend and even it's an equal. My teacher in Bangalore University, so he was inviting me always. We can go together for a coffee. നമ്മുടെ കോളേജുകളിലൊക്കെ കോഫി കഴിക്കാനോ ടീ കഴിക്കാനോ ഒരു സ്റ്റുഡന്റിനെ കൂട്ടി കൊണ്ടുപോയിട്ടുണ്ടെങ്കിൽ പിന്നെ എന്തായിരിക്കും ഇവിടുത്തെ കലഹം? I have been experienced. And in Boston University, when I was in the Boston College, it's, look, always move beside with the student, making a feeling that I am with you, making a feeling that I am with you. Teacher is an approachable person in the mentoring process. Teacher is more wise and helpful. What are the most important traits that can be shown by the mentor? The mutual respect. If you are ready to respect the student, as a person, you are making yourself as a mentor. Number two, trust. Trust വേണം നല്ല മെന്റർ ആകാൻ സാധിക്കുകയുള്ളൂ. അത് കൗൺസിലിംഗിലുള്ളതാണ്. A counselor can reject a counselor. A counselor can reject a counselor. നമസ്കാരം പറഞ്ഞിട്ട് താങ്ക് യു പറഞ്ഞിട്ട് കൗൺസിലിംഗ് അവിടെ വെച്ച് അവസാനിപ്പിക്കുകയും നമ്മൾ കൂടുതൽ അവരെ ആക്സെപ്റ്റ് ചെയ്യുകയും ചെയ്യുന്നതാണ് നല്ലത് എന്നർത്ഥമുള്ളത്. ഇറ്റ് ഈസ് their right to reject. I have been rejected by many counselors. ആ പ്രോസസ് ഇവിടെയും മെന്ററിത്തം വരുന്നുള്ളത്. ആക്സസിബിലിറ്റി ഉണ്ടാവണം, അൺകണ്ടീഷണൽ ആയിരിക്കണം. It is beyond the classroom, it is beyond the college, and it can be continued till the death. It need not be continued to the death. At any time, the mentee can stop the mentoring process and can say goodbye. അത് ആക്സെപ്റ്റ് ചെയ്യണം. അത് ആക്സെപ്റ്റ് ചെയ്തതിന് അവന്റെ ആവശ്യങ്ങളൊക്കെ കഴിഞ്ഞതിന് ശേഷം അവൻ ചതിച്ചു പോയി എന്ന് പറയാനുള്ള അവകാശം മെന്റർക്ക് ഇല്ല എന്നർത്ഥം. മെന്ററിയാണ് തീരുമാനിക്കേണ്ടത് ഏത് സമയത്ത് അവസാനിപ്പിക്കുന്ന റിലേഷൻഷിപ്പ് എന്നുള്ളത്. അതൊരു വിഷണറി ആയിട്ടുള്ള റിലേഷൻഷിപ്പാണ്, ദീർഘവീക്ഷണത്തോട് കൂടിയിട്ടുള്ള റിലേഷൻഷിപ്പാണ്, ഇൻസ്പയറിംഗ് ആണ്. You have to spend time. The basic thing is, especially the recent semester system always confused this type of new activities. എവിടെയാണ് സമയം കിട്ടുക മാഷെ? ഇപ്പം തന്നെ എന്തൊക്കെ പരിപാടിയാ ചെയ്യാനുള്ളത്? The busiest person will find out extra time. The busiest person will find out extra time. The lazy people never can't identify extra time. എപ്പോഴും എക്സ്ട്രാ ടൈം ഉള്ള ആളിന് എക്സ്ട്രാ ടൈം ഉണ്ടാവുമോ? എപ്പോഴും എക്സ്ട്രാ ടൈം ഉള്ള ആളിന് എക്സ്ട്രാ ടൈം ഇല്ല, എക്സ്ട്രാ ടൈമേ ഇല്ല എന്നർത്ഥമുള്ളത്. Identify. No need to be a mentor for all the students. No need to be a counselor for all the students in the classroom. ഈ പലപ്പോഴും ഈ കൗൺസിലിംഗ് എന്ന് പറയുന്ന പ്രോജക്റ്റ് പരാജയപ്പെടുന്നത്, ഒരു ടീച്ചർക്ക് 4 കുട്ടികളെ കൊടുക്കും, ഒരു ടീച്ചർക്ക് 10 കുട്ടികളെ കൊടുക്കും, എന്നിട്ട് കൗൺസിലർ ആണെന്ന് പറയും. താല്പര്യമില്ലാത്ത ആളിന് അതിന്റെ ആവശ്യമില്ല. എന്നിട്ട് പറയും കൗൺസിലിംഗ് സെഷൻസിന് you are not attending any counseling sessions, you haven't attended even on sessions. If he is not interested, if she is not interested, you can withdraw yourself, because spending time is important and you have to identify the time. Now, facing the challenges. A teacher may not have challenges outside the classroom. പരമാവധി ക്ലാസ് റൂമിലുള്ള ചാലഞ്ചാണ്. അക്ബർ കക്കട്ടിലിന്റെ കഥയെ പറഞ്ഞാൽ എന്തെങ്കിലും മണ്ടത്തരം പറഞ്ഞു പോയിട്ടുണ്ടെങ്കിൽ പടക്കളത്തിൽ അഭിമന്യുവിന്റെ മാതിരി ആയി പോകുന്ന അർത്ഥം. അത് നമ്മൾക്ക് കുറച്ച് കെയർഫുള്ളും നമ്മൾക്ക് കുറച്ച് പരിശീലനം ഉണ്ടെങ്കിൽ ആ മണ്ടത്തരം പറ്റുകയില്ല. We will not be affected much in the classroom, because if you are a conventional teacher, പ്രത്യേകിച്ച് ഇന്റേണലിന്റെ മാർക്സ് നിങ്ങളാണ് തീർക്കുന്നത് എന്നുണ്ടെങ്കിൽ പാവം മൊയലിനെ പോലെ കുട്ടിയിരിക്കും. പക്ഷേ ക്ലാസ് റൂമിന്റെ പുറത്ത് നിങ്ങൾക്ക് മെയിൻറ്റെയിൻ ചെയ്യാൻ പറ്റുമോ? Can you face the challenges outside the classroom? അവിടെയാണ്. So Farouk College has many teachers in that category, starting from Professor T. Abdullah, was a teacher who was managing only the inverted comma, the rowdy students. The inverted comma ആണ് അദ്ദേഹം പറഞ്ഞതല്ല. അദ്ദേഹം he was taking them to his house. വീട്ടിൽ തെലപ്പ് താമസിപ്പിക്കും, വീട്ടിലേക്ക് രാത്രിയിൽ ഭക്ഷണമൊക്കെ കൊടുത്തിട്ട് കുറ്റങ്ങളോ കുറവുകളോ പറയില്ല. I personally have been interviewed. I was not with him. ഫറൂഖ് കോളേജിൽ അദ്ദേഹം ടീച്ചർ ആയിരുന്ന സമയത്ത് ഞാൻ ഉണ്ടായിരുന്നില്ല. അവിടെ ടീച്ചർ എന്നുള്ള എനിക്ക് സങ്കടം തോന്നിയത് കൊണ്ട് I have been visiting personally and have been absorbed the things that he was practicing. He was doing mentoring. He was investing time, space for listening, helping to integrate the values, and they remember the teachers. ഒരു മെന്ററെ മറന്നു പോകാനുള്ള സാധ്യത കുറവാണ്. A teacher who is doing mentoring, preparing, എങ്ങനെയാണ് ഇത് ചെയ്യുന്നത്? You have to prepare certain groundworks. കോണ്ടാക്ട് ചെയ്യേണ്ടി വരും, രണ്ടാമത്തെ സ്റ്റെപ്പിൽ സംസാരിക്കേണ്ടി വരും. then developing a rapport with the person, and encouraging the partnership. A partnership, formal ആയിരിക്കുന്ന അല്ലെങ്കിൽ informal ആയിരിക്കുന്ന partnership നിങ്ങൾ accept ചെയ്യേണ്ടി വരും. Enabling the time, listening, and give your suggestions. നിന്റെ സ്ഥാനത്ത് ഞാനാണെങ്കിൽ കൗൺസിലറിൽ നിന്ന് ചില വ്യത്യാസം ഉണ്ടാകുന്നതാണ്. സജഷൻസ് കൊടുക്കും, റിഫ്ലക്ഷൻസ് കൊടുക്കും മെന്റർ. നിന്റെ സ്ഥാനത്ത് ഞാനാണെങ്കിൽ ഞാൻ ഇതിങ്ങനെയായിരിക്കും ചെയ്യുക. യു ക്യാൻ ഡിസൈഡ് ആൻഡ് കമ്മിങ് ടു ക്ലോഷർ. അങ്ങനെ വരുമ്പോൾ അതിൻ്റെ അവസാനത്തിലേക്കും വരുന്നു എന്നുള്ളത്. മെന്ററിങ് പ്രോസസ്സിൽ ഒരു സ്റ്റുഡൻറ്റിനോട് നിങ്ങൾക്ക് ആദ്യം റാപ്പോ ഉണ്ടാക്കണം, ഒരു പാർട്ട്ണർഷിപ്പ് എസ്റ്റാബ്ലിഷ് ചെയ്യണം. അത് എക്സ്ചേഞ്ചിങ്ങിലൂടെ ഐഡിയാസ് എക്സ്ചേഞ്ച് ചെയ്യുമ്പോഴേ പറ്റുള്ളൂ. Then direction setting ആണ് സെക്കൻഡ് സ്റ്റേജിൽ നടത്തുന്നത്. Understanding the needs of the student, set objectives, and you are sometimes you are helping the persons to cover the tasks. അതിന്റെ ഒരു പ്ലാൻ ഉണ്ടാക്കാൻ പറയുന്നു. ആ പ്ലാൻ വെച്ചുകൊണ്ടിട്ട് ടാസ്കുകൾ, ഓരോരോ ടാസ്കുകളാണ്. നീ നന്നായിട്ട് പഠിച്ചാൽ മതി, ഇതൊരു ബിഗ് ടാസ്ക് ആണ്. മറിച്ച് ഒരു ടാസ്ക് കൊടുക്കുന്നു. ഡെയിലി നിനക്ക് എത്ര പഠിക്കാൻ പറ്റും, ഈ വിഷയം നിനക്ക് എങ്ങനെ പഠിക്കാൻ പറ്റും, and making progress in the third stage. Establishing rapport, direction setting, and making the progress. Progress വരുന്നതോട് കൂടെ തന്നെ mentoring എന്നുള്ള process will be accepted by the student. Review will be done by the student, or you will be helping to identify certain mistakes or the modifications to be made, and this identification will help to move ahead. And this is the process of mentoring. Mentoring, at any time it is to be stopped. At any time it is to be stopped. If there are certain myths about the പേടികളോ ഭയങ്ങളോ ഉണ്ട്. It is a long time process എന്നുള്ളൊരു ധാരണ ഉണ്ട്. It is not a long time process. It can be for 3 years. It can be for 1 year. It can be for few years. It can be after the college. It need not be interfere the personal aspects if the student is not interested to expose it. The long time ആയിട്ടുള്ള അല്ല, പലർക്കും ഒരു ധാരണ ഉണ്ട്, this is possible only to face to face. I have written an article on mentoring, and it is the first article in the Malayalam 4 years back. And do you know that how many letters I have, how many emails I have been received from the students from the different parts of the India, Malayali students? അത് ഫേസ് ടു ഫേസ് ആകണമെന്നില്ല. ഞാൻ എൻ്റെ ഒരു മെന്റി ഇപ്പോൾ ഇസ്രായേലിൽ റിസർച്ച് ചെയ്യുന്നുണ്ട്. ആൻഡ് റിസർച്ചിങ് ഇൻ സ്പേസ് ഫിസിക്സിൽ എന്താണ്, he was in IIT Chennai, aeronautic engineering, and then after that he was interested to be a scientist. His name is Irfan Habib, and he belongs to the Calicut in a poor family. Even many organizations have been financially helped through myself. And now he is doing research under European Union scholarship, partly done from Israel, Tel Aviv University, and Madrid University in Spain. And still he is considering I am his mentor. And if he is becoming a scientist, the concept of the mentorship will be absorbed, will be loose. I have to accept that. ഇതിങ്ങനത്തെ മിത്തുകളുണ്ട്. ഇറ്റ് നീഡ് നോട്ട് ബി വയസ്സ് കൂടുതലായിരിക്കണം എന്നുള്ളത്. ഇപ്പൊ ക്ലാസ് റൂമിൽ ഇൻ കാലിക്കറ്റ് യൂണിവേഴ്സിറ്റി വി ഹാവ് ബീൻ ഇൻട്രൊഡ്യൂസ്ഡ് പിയർ മെന്ററിംഗ് ഇൻട്രൊഡ്യൂസ് ചെയ്തു. ആൻഡ് ഇറ്റ് ഹാസ് ബെറ്റർ റിസൾട്ട്സ്. ഒരാൾക്ക് ഒരു മെന്ററിയെ ക്ലാസ്സിൽ നിന്ന് തന്നെ കൊടുക്കുക. ആൻഡ് സം ബേസിക് ഡയറക്ഷൻസ് വിൽ ബി ഗിവൺ. The teachers will be relieved. Do you know the result? And this is peer group. Mentoring വളരെ റയർ ആണെന്ന് വിചാരിക്കുന്ന ആളുകളുണ്ട്. No, it is a very usual and എന്താണ് സാധാരണ ജീവിതത്തിൽ it is not so strange or rare. And it can be occurred or it can be conducted only by a certain group of teachers. No, any teacher can do that. ഈ കോൺസെപ്റ്റ് മനസ്സിലാക്കി തീർക്കണം എന്നുള്ളത് മാത്രം. ചിലർക്കൊരു ധാരണ ഉണ്ട്, ഈ ആണും പെണ്ണുമായി മെന്ററി ആണെങ്കിൽ ഇതൊക്കെ ലവ് അഫെയറിൽ ചെന്ന് സമാപിക്കും എന്നുള്ളത്. സോ ഇറ്റ് വിൽ ബി എൻഡിങ് അപ്പ് വിത്ത് എ മെയിൽ ഫീമെയിൽ റിലേഷൻഷിപ്പ്. Nonsense. No need. So if you want to be a mentor, you have to identify the needs of the students, and you can be a mentor. And the concept of the teacher is changed to the conventional teacher to the mentor. Teacher is a trainer. Teacher is a facilitator. Teacher is a counselor too. Now teacher is a mentor. And the wonderful things can be produced by the process of teaching. You will love the teaching. You will love the teaching, and the passion will be teaching, because you are transforming the hearts. And no need to do all the students. At least you can do it few students. And you will be respected, you will be honored, and you will be find yourself as some worthful persons. Sarthakamaya Jeevitham എന്ന് പറയേണ്ടത് ഒരാളിൽ മാറ്റം ഉണ്ടാക്കിയാൽ പോലെ, ഒരൊറ്റ ആളിൽ മാറ്റം ഉണ്ടാക്കിയാൽ പോലെ സാർത്ഥകമായ ജീവിതം എന്നുള്ളത്. Dr. K.R. Narayanan has produced by some of the teachers. Ambedkar has been produced by some of the teachers. And several examples are here. And this process is going on. Professor Abdullah was telling me that Bafaki Tangal was my mentor. Bafaki Tangal, a league leader, was my mentor. He was a politician, but he was a mentor for Professor Abdullah, Professor T. Abdullah. And he explained the process of experience. And he respected, even though he is not a political organizational person, Professor Abdullah respected. You will be respected. You will be valued. You will be valued. You will be living within the hearts of the students who are നിങ്ങളുടെ പിന്നാലെ ഇവർ ബാക്കിയാകുന്നുണ്ടെന്നുള്ളത് ആലോചിക്കണം. And from my experience, when I meet children of my students, ഞാൻ പഠിപ്പിച്ച കുട്ടികളുടെ സ്റ്റുഡൻസിനെ കണ്ടുമുട്ടുമ്പോൾ അപ്പോൾ I will introduce myself. I am teacher for your mother or your father. ഒന്നും പറയണ്ട, അതൊക്കെ ഇഷ്ടം പോലെ കേട്ടിട്ടുണ്ട്. That is a recognition. And that recognition is valued more than many awards, even UGC scales. Thank you very much.